Welcome back to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
Today we're plunging into, well, a really crucial digital ecosystem. It's maybe not something you think about daily, but it touches almost everyone in the workforce.
That's right.
We are talking about the Employee Benefits Administration software market,
hmm
and our mission for this deep dive is, as always, to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from the latest research.
Yep, get right to the core of it.
Not just the numbers, but what they mean to help you get properly informed fast. Okay, let's unpack this.
Sounds good, and it's a really fascinating area. It's fundamentally changing how organizations support their people, globally.
Right.
We've been digging into the Employee Benefits Software Market, Global Growth and Regional Forecasts report. And what it shows isn't just about the money.
No.
No, it's about a huge shift in how businesses manage their most valuable asset, their people.
Okay.
And maybe just to clarify for you right away, when we say Employee Benefits Administration software, what are we actually talking about?
Good point.
We mean these pretty sophisticated digital platforms. They automate and centralize managing everything from health insurance, retirement plans, PTO.
All the essentials.
Right. But also things like wellness programs, maybe even personalized flexible benefits. It basically streamlines these incredibly complex processes for HR.
Mm-hmm.
And it gives employees these, user-friendly self-service portals.
Got it. And the impact, well, it's significant, right? Globally, this market pulled in a pretty hefty $180.01 million back in 2021.
A solid number to start with.
But what's really eye-opening isn't just that starting point, it's the speed of the projected growth.
Exactly.
By 2025, it's expected to hit nearly $2 billion.
Wow.
And then by 2033, it's forecast to more than triple its 2021 value. We're talking $458.06 million.
That's huge growth.
It is. And it's supported by a strong compound annual growth rate, 9.627%. That's not just gradual growth. That feels like a real transformation.
It really is a foundational shift in how companies think about employee welfare.
So what's driving this? What's behind this, global surge?
Yeah, that's the key question. This kind of explosive growth, it's really a mix of things coming together.
Okay.
First, just the ongoing digitization of HR,
Hmm.
moving away from spreadsheets and paper.
Makes sense.
Second, the rise of remote and hybrid work. That just amplified the need for platforms that everyone can access wherever they are.
Right. Centralized access is key there.
Definitely. And third, maybe the most important driver. Companies are realizing that a good benefits package, managed well, is crucial for keeping people and attracting new talent.
Uh-huh. Competition for talent.
Exactly. They see investing in the software helps keep the workforce engaged, satisfied. And importantly, it also helps them handle the increasingly complex regulations in different places.
Compliance is always a big one, so it's clear businesses are taking this seriously. What's interesting is seeing how this global trend plays out regionally. Let's start with North America. Unsurprisingly, they led the market in 2021. $487.142 million in sales revenue then. And that lead isn't shrinking.
No, it seems pretty solid.
Expected to hit $690.644 million by 2025, and then a staggering $13,388.79 million by 2033. The CAGR there is still strong, 9.125%.
Yep.
What does that continued dominance tell us about the North American market? Is it just more mature?
Yeah, I think maturity is the right word. North America's consistent lead really points to a market where this tech is deeply embedded.
Okay.
The focus there isn't just about getting the software in the door anymore. It's more about optimizing it, expanding its use, integrating it better with other HR systems.
Like the core HRIS.
Exactly. Payroll, HRIS, making it all work together seamlessly. And if you drill down, the U.S. alone was responsible for a huge chunk, $403.841 million in 2021.
Wow.
That's set to grow to $570.196 million by 2025, and then more than double to $1,136.45 million by 2033. It really shows a market focused on efficiency and comprehensive benefits.
And in Canada?
Canada's also a key player. Started at $44.33 million in 21, projected to hit $139 million by 2033. They've got a solid 10% CAGR.
Strong growth there, too.
Suggests a really strong, sustained uptake, likely driven by similar needs. Even Mexico is contributing significantly, growing from about $39 million to over $113 million by 2033.
So it's catching up quickly.
Yeah, indicating a rapidly developing market there.
Okay, so North America, Optimization, deep integration. Let's shift over to Europe. Also showing remarkable vitality.
Definitely.
Revenues were around $305 million in 2021, set to grow past $430 million by 2025, and hitting almost $870 million by 2033. CGR is just over 9%, 9.176%.
Very consistent growth.
Given Europe's diverse regulatory landscape, what are the specific drivers you see there?
That's a great point. The complexity is key. Europe's steady expansion, especially in places like Germany, seems really focused on navigating those complex regulations.
Right, different rules in every country.
Exactly. So if you're a business operating across multiple European countries, having robust benefit software becomes pretty essential for consistency and just staying compliant.
Makes sense.
Germany, specifically, is looking at impressive growth, from about $68.6 million in 21 to over $208 million by 2033. That's almost a 10% CAGR.
So strong investment in digital HR there.
Clearly. The UK was nearly $40 million in 2021, growing to almost $119 million by 2033. France started around $37.5 million, moving towards $100 million by 2033.
And others too.
Yeah, we're seeing consistent upward trends across Italy, Russia, Spain, Sweden. I mean, it really highlights how widespread the need for streamlined benefits management is, even with all those local variations.
Absolutely. Okay, but maybe the most compelling story here is Asia Pacific. It's emerging as one of the fastest growing regions globally.
Yeah, absolutely. The numbers are quite something.
Revenue was $376.7 million back in 2021, projected to jump to $561 million by 2025,
Right.
and then really soar to $1,247 million by 2033.
A huge leap.
And the CAGR reflects that 10.503%. What makes APAC so dynamic? It feels like more than just the numbers.
It really is. This rapid acceleration in Asia Pacific, it's almost like, well, a leapfrogging effect.
Leapfrogging, how
Yep.
so?
Well, many new businesses in these rapidly developing economies are just adopting modern integrated benefits platforms right from the start. They're skipping the older, maybe more fragmented systems that other regions had to deal with.
Ah, interesting. So they go straight to the advanced stuff.
Pretty much. It also points to a growing middle class, more focus on keeping employees happy, and just the sheer scale of workforce expansion in countries like China and India.
Right. Let's look at those.
China's leading the charge. $110 million in 2021, set to jump to a staggering $372 million by 2033. That's a CAGR over 10.7%.
Incredible.
Japan follows, around $56 million in 21, projected to hit $171 million by 2033. But the real rising giant here might be India.
India.
Yeah, expected to leap from about $45 million in 2021 to nearly $166 million by 2033. That's a stellar CAGR of 11.5%.
Wow. What's driving that in India specifically?
You got a young, tech-savvy workforce, a massive push towards digital transformation across the board. It's a perfect storm for this kind of software adoption.
Makes sense. And other players?
Oh, yeah, strong contributions from South Korea, Australia, Singapore, Taiwan, Southeast Asia, all growing at really healthy rates.
Yeah.
It just shows how crucial this software is becoming for managing these diverse and rapidly expanding workforces.
Truly remarkable growth across APAC. Okay, let's shift gears again. South America also showing significant expansion. Holding about $90 million in 2021, expected to rise to almost $280 million by 2033. The EAGR there is strong too, nearly 10%, 9.92%.
Right.
What's the story in Latin America?
South America's growth really points to that broader trend we're seeing, digital transformation and modernization across these growing economies. Businesses there are increasingly seeing the strategic value of employee benefits, and this software provides the needed infrastructure.
Who's leading there?
Brazil leads the region, but you also see Argentina and Chile both topping 10% CAGR. Colombia, Peru, the rest of the continent all showing impressive growth. It's a clear sign they're committed to adopting more efficient HR tech.
Good to see. And the Middle East, not a huge market share overall, but still growing. $84 million in 2021, rising to nearly $260 million by 2033.
Yeah, still significant growth.
What's fueling demand there?
The Middle East expansion seems tied to rapid economic diversification efforts, a lot of foreign investment coming in, and a growing focus on attracting and keeping global talent.
Ah, talent competition again.
Exactly. As companies expand, especially in tech and finance, they need sophisticated systems to manage competitive benefits packages. Saudi Arabia, Turkey, UAE, Qatar, Egypt, they're all showing these upward trends, reflecting that modernization push.
Okay, and finally, Africa. Started at about $37 million in 2021, projected to hit around $115 million by 2033.
Right, smaller base, but still growing.
How does Africa's growth story compare? Are there unique challenges or opportunities there?
Africa's growth is maybe more foundational. It reflects a rapid increase in digital infrastructure and, the formalization of economies across the continent.
Building from the ground up, almost? Sort of. While it's starting from a smaller base, those high growth rates show a strong demand for basic, efficient HR and benefits tools. Nigeria, South Africa, the rest of Africa are all contributing. South Africa leads the way, set to grow from about $15.5 million to nearly $51 million. It's really about building efficient systems to support these emerging workforces.
Fascinating. So we've covered the globe, seen impressive numbers everywhere, but let's step back from the market values for a second.
Okay.
What are the key trends within the software itself? What features are actually driving this adoption and making it so crucial for companies? What should you know about what these platforms do?
That's an excellent question because the software isn't standing still. A huge trend is the move towards truly integrated platforms.
Integration.
Yeah, companies want a single source of truth for HR data. So benefits software is increasingly connecting seamlessly with payroll, core HR systems, even talent management.
Cutting down on manual work.
Exactly. Reduces errors, creates massive efficiencies. Another huge driver is the self-service portal.
For employees. Right. Employees can log in, check their benefits, enroll, make changes themselves. That takes a huge load off HR teams.
I can see the appeal.
We're also seeing a big push towards mobile-first design. Makes sense, right? Especially in regions like Asia-Pacific, where mobile might be the main way people access things.
Absolutely. Anything else?
And looking ahead, AI-driven personalization is starting to emerge. The software might help suggest benefit options tailored to an employee based on, say, their life stage or preferences.
That's really interesting. So it's not just automating old processes, it's genuinely changing how employees engage with benefits.
Precisely.
But with all this growth and sophistication, are there any challenges, any hurdles the report mentions for businesses putting these systems in?
Oh, absolutely. No tech is a magic wand, right?
Mm-hmm.
While the upsides are clear, implementation can be tricky.
Like what?
Data migration from older systems can be a really big headache. Ensuring data security and privacy is obviously critical, especially with all that sensitive employee info. And, crucially, user adoption. You can have the best software in the world, but if employees and HR staff aren't trained or willing to use it,
It doesn't deliver the value.
exactly. The challenge isn't just buying the software, it's really integrating it into the company culture and workflow.
Yeah,
That takes planning and ongoing support.
right. Okay, so to kind of wrap up the main points from the report, what we've clearly seen is that this employee benefits administration software market is undergoing a massive transformation,
A major shift.
driven by digitization, remote work needs, the demand for efficiency, and this clear move towards being more employee-centric.
Yep, all those factors combined.
The numbers really do speak for themselves. Impressive global growth, consistent gains pretty much everywhere we looked, all fueled by these evolving features and a better grasp of what these platforms offer. As always, your curiosity and sticking with us through this deep dive is really appreciated.
And maybe this leaves you with an important question to think about too. As businesses increasingly adopt and, rely on these really sophisticated software solutions, how might the actual definition and delivery of employee benefits fundamentally change in the coming years?
Interesting.
What new possibilities open up when managing benefits becomes so streamlined, so data-driven? Could we see benefits becoming even more personalized, more flexible, truly responsive to what individual employees actually need, moving way beyond that old one-size-fits-all model?
Exactly. That's the power, isn't it, of gaining this kind of knowledge, exploring these complex topics. It's not just about the data points.
Right.
It's about what they imply for the future of work and ultimately for your experience, whether you're an employee or leading a business. Keep connecting these insights to your own world and, we're genuinely excited for your next deep dive with us.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a market that's really shifted gears. Employee benefits administration software. It used to be just this background utility thing, but now it's actually become this key strategic piece for companies trying to modernize HR and, connect with their people. Our mission today is simple. Pull out the most important bits of info, the key takeaways from our sources to help you really get what's driving these changes. Okay, let's unpack this transformation.
Yeah, it's fascinating, isn't it? How this area, which sounds kind of niche, actually holds up a mirror to these huge shifts in how we work and, how companies are starting to think differently about valuing their employees. It really sits at the crossroads of strategy, tech, and frankly, people's well-being.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's talk drivers. What's really pushing the growth here? First up, I think, is the big demand for automation in HR. Businesses, big and small, they're all looking for ways to cut down the admin burden, reduce human error.
Right. Less paperwork, fewer mistakes.
Exactly. And this software, it automates those tricky processes, enrollment, checking who's eligible, handling claims. But here's where it gets really interesting. The bigger deal is it frees up HR. Lets them stop shuffling papers and start focusing on, the strategic stuff, developing talent, keeping people happy, building culture, while keeping everything accurate and compliant, of course.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, this shift isn't just about efficiency gains, is it? It's about elevating HR, making them a true strategic partner within the organization, moving beyond just like transactional tasks.
That's a great way to put it, elevating HR. Okay, second big force, compliance. The growing need to keep up with regulations and be transparent with data, labor laws, healthcare rules, tax, it's always changing, right?
And it varies everywhere.
Constantly. It's a minefield. So you need software that's agile, that can reflect these legal updates almost instantly, software that helps produce audit-ready reports and just makes the whole benefits process more transparent. It's basically essential in regulated industries, finance, healthcare, manufacturing, you name it.
Which raises an important question. How can businesses possibly navigate this labyrinth of global regulations without really robust adaptive software? The risks of getting it wrong, the non-compliance risks, that are just huge. Fines, reputation.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Okay, third factor, and this one's really about the people. The focus on employee experience and retention. Today's workforce, they expect more, right? Flexibility, personalization, easy digital access to their benefits.
It's the consumer experience expectation bleeding into the workplace.
Exactly. So features like mobile apps, self-service portals where you can manage your own stuff, getting real-time info, they're becoming standard. It empowers employees, gives them control, which leads to, better engagement, more satisfaction.
Yeah.
Plus, it cuts down HR headaches,
Yeah.
especially during crazy times like open enrollment. So what does this all mean for the everyday employee? Basically, more control and a much less frustrating, hopefully more engaging experience with their benefits.
And what's fascinating here is that direct line you can draw. Investing in better benefits tech. It genuinely contributes to a more engaged, more loyal workforce. It's tangible. It's not just what benefits you offer, but how easy and clear it is for people to use and value them. That's a real edge in attracting talent.
Totally agree. But, okay, it's not all smooth sailing. This digital transformation journey, it has some serious hurdles. Let's talk about the big one first. Cost. Implementation and integration costs can be significant.
Oh, yeah. Significant is putting it mildly sometimes.
Right. Many companies, especially SMEs, smaller businesses, they struggle with the upfront investment. We're talking software licenses, training, sure, but the really tricky part is often connecting these shiny new platforms to their old systems.
Legacy systems, payroll, ERPs.
Exactly. Things that might be decades old. It's not just plug and play. It's complex integration, data migration. That's where costs can balloon.
And if we look at the bigger picture, it's often not just the initial purchase price. It's that deep integration work, making sure data flows correctly between, say, the benefits platform and payroll. That requires real effort and expertise, and it's often underestimated.
Good point. Then there's the other big worry, data privacy and cybersecurity. I mean, think about the kind of information these platforms hold. Super sensitive stuff.
Extremely sensitive. Health records, bank details, social security numbers in some cases.
Yeah, exactly. So these platforms are prime targets for cyber criminals.
Yeah.
If you've got weak security, outdated systems, you're vulnerable. And a breach, it's devastating. Reputation damage, lawsuits, huge fines.
Which raises a critical question, doesn't it? How do organizations possibly balance the convenience, the ease of digital access with that absolute necessity to lock down highly personal data? It's a tough balancing act. There's a huge ethical and legal imperative there.
For sure. And one more operational hurdle, especially for bigger companies, managing different benefits setups across borders. If you're multinational or even just fully remote with staff everywhere.
Yeah, complexity goes way up.
Right. You run into platforms that just don't handle localization well, different tax rules, labor laws, even just cultural expectations about benefits.
Hmm.
A lot of vendors are still kind of weak on supporting all that variation, which makes it hard for global companies to scale effectively and offer a consistent experience. Okay, so despite those challenges, there are some really exciting trends shaping what's next. Let's pivot to those. First one, and this feels like the big one, AI and predictive analytics making their way into benefits.
Ah, yes, the intelligence layer.
Exactly. Think about AI tools that can help HR teams, say, predict which employees might be at risk of leaving based on benefits usage patterns, or spot weird anomalies in claims that could be fraud, or even suggest personalized plan recommendations. Hey, based on your situation, maybe this plan makes more sense.
Personalized guidance.
Yeah. These systems don't just make decision-making smarter, they can actually help control costs by making sure benefit offerings line up with how people actually use them.
Mhm.
Here's where it gets really interesting. AI isn't just some buzzword here. It's bringing genuinely smart, proactive insights into managing benefits.
What's fascinating here, I think, is that shift towards truly data-informed benefits design. We're moving away from like guesswork and broad strokes
Right.
towards really precise, personalized offerings based on actual data. That's powerful for optimizing spend and boosting satisfaction.
Definitely. Okay, next trend. The rise of cloud-based and mobile-first platforms. This feels almost inevitable now.
Absolutely driven by remote and hybrid work.
Totally. People need access anywhere, anytime, on any device. That's the expectation. And cloud solutions just offer so many advantages. Updates happen automatically, less maintenance for IT, easier to scale up or down.
Lower total cost of ownership often.
Yeah. They're pretty much the default choice now for companies that want to be agile.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, these cloud and mobile platforms aren't just tech upgrades, are they? They're basically becoming essential infrastructure, foundational enablers for the flexible, distributed work models that everyone's moving towards. You can't really be competitive without them now.
Good point. Foundational.
Oh.
Okay, final key trend we're seeing. Companies are thinking bigger than just health insurance and retirement. They're adding more voluntary and wellness benefits, things that support the whole person.
Holistic well-being.
Exactly. Mental health support, huge now. Gym memberships, fertility benefits, financial planning help.
Things that address modern life stresses.
Right. And the software vendors. They're responding, building systems with customizable modules, making it easy to integrate with third-party wellness providers. It lets companies really stand out in the talent market by showing they care about the whole employee.
Which leads to an important question for employers, isn't it? How can they genuinely show they care for their people beyond the paycheck? And how can technology actually help deliver that kind of personalized, holistic support? In today's talent economy, that kind of comprehensive care is becoming a real strategic differentiator.
Okay, let's unpack this one last time to sum up our deep dive. This market for employee benefits software, it's evolving fast, really fast. What we're seeing is this convergence, right?
Mhm.
Automation, personalization, and this constant need to stay compliant. That's what's defining the next wave of growth. And the companies that invest smartly in flexible, integrated platforms, they're not just ticking compliance boxes. They're empowering their people, boosting satisfaction, making their operations way more efficient, and ultimately winning the talent war.
Absolutely. What's fascinating here, I think, is how these software solutions are moving from just admin tools to being really central to a company's ability to not just manage its workforce, but to truly cultivate it, to build a thriving, engaged team through a modern, data-driven, and frankly, more empathetic approach.
Well said, cultivating the workforce. So the final thought for you, our listener, what does all this mean for you and the future of your own work experience? Think about it. How soon will these integrated personalized benefits stop being a nice-to-have perk and just become the expectation? And how might that shift reshape your whole relationship with your employer and even how you decide where you want to work next? Something to mull over.